We often forget in a whirlwind of romance and falling in love and falling for someone that the presence of love does not mean the absence of pain. Rather, allowing yourself to fall in love with someone, allowing yourself to get caught up in a romance, in a relationship, is also giving power and authority to someone else to potentially hurt you. And I think that's one of the main reasons why heartbreak hurts so much, because we never expected this person to betray us in this way. We never thought that this person who I gave myself to, who I gave everything to, would potentially turn around and betray me in the way they did, or they wouldn't leave me, or I never thought it would be you. That's majority of the phrases that we use after a breakup, that I never thought it would be you. I never thought it would be you to do this to me, or how could you do this to me? But the presence of love is also the presence and the possibility that this person can hurt me. And it's important to give yourself grace, because we often go through life after heartbreak believing, oh, if only I didn't meet this person, or if only I would have saw the red flags, or if only I didn't allow this person to take up so much of my time and my mind, if only I would have cut it off when I saw the first red flag, if only I wouldn't have allowed myself to fall, if only I didn't meet this person. But we can't live our lives on what if, and just because it ended bittersweet, it doesn't mean we should forget the good times. I'm Lakeishaa May, and welcome to my channel. Now, if you're ready to get over a heartbreak, you're ready to get over the phase of crying every day, or feeling down on yourself and locking yourself away and isolating yourself, then this video is for you. Straight after heartbreak, we naturally feel bitter towards a person, we naturally feel like we resent them, and we naturally feel as though we regret even giving them our time, and we often wish that we can go back and do it all over again. But I want to encourage you that just because it ended bad, or it ended bitter, or now you feel abandoned, it doesn't mean that you need to forget the good times. You can separate the bad feelings from the good memories. You can appreciate that you had a good time with that person and you had amazing memories, whilst also healing from the bad bitterness from the end of the relationship. The first thing you have to do is you have to shift your perspective. Now, I believe you've gone through the phase already of hating him, venting so much and just crying and being alone all the time, and now it's time to shift your perspective to another mindset. Rather than viewing the situation from how you feel and viewing the situation based off what you feel was done to you, it's time to view the situation from a external angle. You view it as though you're the third person. You see it from both point of views. You'd have to shift your mindset and start thinking from a point of compassion. Now, I don't believe anyone in this world will set out intentionally to destroy a person from a good heart, from a good place, from a place of complete wholeness, from a place of complete happiness. A person would have to be somewhat damaged, somewhat have gone through trauma, somewhat have not been completely whole in themselves, or some missing something, or sometimes they just can't help but hurt some people. And I know this from experience. I had my first heartbreak from quite a young age, and after that heartbreak it never left me the same. After that I kind of turned into the person that broke my heart, and I began to break hearts along the way. I began to become extremely toxic, and I began to hurt people, and I began to use people. And the one thing I'd say, it wasn't about the person, but it was more so about what I was dealing with. And I know you're gonna think, okay, but that doesn't excuse the way they treat me. Absolutely, it doesn't. But it also gives you a way to view the situation differently, thus helping you move forward. If you continually play the victim and continually have a victim mindset as, oh, they done this and this and this, rather than shifting your mindset, maturing and believing that, okay, I know they hurt me, but I can understand that they did this from a place of pain. They did this from a place of not being completely whole themselves. They did this from a place of they don't know how to love properly. They don't know how to handle a mature situation. They don't know. They just wasn't at a place where they can give me the best of them. It's important to look at them as though, okay, what are they going through, which is why they treated me this way? And I'm not using that as an excuse to accept their behavior, but it's a way for you to understand that it wasn't more so about you, but more so about themselves. And I know that people always say, oh, I hate the phrase when they say it's not you, it's me, but that term is valid. Sometimes it's not you, but it's them. Sometimes they got stuff going on within themselves that they need to get over before they can fully commit. And sometimes it takes a while for them to realize that. Sometimes they never realize that, but that doesn't mean you can't. Allowing yourself to have compassion for the other person and look at the situation from a point of understanding will allow you to grow, and it will allow you to acknowledge that you wasn't necessarily the problem per se, but the person that wrongs you was the problem. They are going through certain things, and because of that, it wasn't you that was the problem, but you just happened to be collateral damage of their life. Stop just thinking you're a victim and they did this to me, and shift your mindset to say, okay, it wasn't even about me. It was about what they're going through. And I understand that they just reacted to me out of where they're coming from. Not because I'm the problem, not because there's stuff wrong with me. It's not because I'm not enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this. It's because they have stuff going on. You need to learn to forgive yourself. Many a time after heartbreak, we start regretting the fact that we even went there, or we start thinking, I knew I shouldn't have went there, but I did go there. But the reality is that you need to learn to accept that you went there, process it, and begin to forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself is the hardest thing. Others can forgive you, but we often find it very hard to forgive ourselves because we are the ones in our own mind, and we constantly replay the situation thinking, what if I just didn't go there? But you did, and it's okay. Now you have to begin to forgive yourself for making the mistake of allowing yourself to stay too long. Yeah, sometimes we stay too long in relationships. Sometimes we knew it was over, but we stayed hoping that they change or hoping that it would get better, deep down knowing that it never did or it never would. You have to forgive yourself for constantly allowing them to walk all over you. I know that's a lot of things that a lot of women beat themselves up for that. Why did I allow him to get away with so much stuff? Why did I allow him to speak to me like that, to do that? Why did I allow him to brush me off? Why did I allow him to manipulate me? We've all been there as women. Manipulated, allowing a guy to walk all over you, and saying no a bit too late. And forgive yourself for going back. Many a time after heartbreak, we usually go back, and then after that we get heartbroken again, or further heartbreak, and then we decide, no, I'm done for good. Forgive yourself for going back, for entertaining more conversations, for actually going back to him, or forgive yourself for allowing him to talk you back into the relationship. It's okay. We make mistakes, and we always want to believe the best in someone, and sometimes the best is just not there, at least yet. After we do all of those steps, we have to revive our self-worth. Now, after heartbreak, we can often feel down on ourselves. We begin to look at ourselves as though you're not worth it anymore. Who's gonna love you? If he didn't love me, who will love me? I wasted so much time in that relationship. How am I ever gonna get over him? Looking at yourself in the mirror like, why wasn't I enough? And you begin to pick out things about yourself that you don't like or you think was the problem. And I just want to encourage you that now it's time to do things for yourself. Now it's time to spend the next couple of months building your self-worth again, because often a heartbreak can knock our confidence, and it can also give room for insecurities to take over. Straight after heartbreak, it shouldn't be, I'm gonna go on the rebound, or I'm gonna show him what he's missing. I'm gonna be on Snapchat, Instagram, showing my best life. I'm gonna be acting like I've moved on, you know, the little dashboard baby, showing, oh, like a guy's shoe or a guy's hand. No, that's immature moves, because if you're still trying to make him jealous, hoping that he'll come back, then you're not ready to move on. And instead you're enticing another heartbreak, you're enticing another painful situation. Heartbreak is painful regardless, but what you do after it determines what type of woman you become, what type of woman you turn into. A person doesn't make you whole. A person doesn't make you more of yourself. Rather, a person highlights what you're missing about yourself. I had to go away and build my own confidence. I had to go away and start loving myself. And heartbreak really taught me that I need to love myself first. It taught me to enjoy my own company. It taught me to learn myself. It taught me to know exactly what I want from a relationship or what I don't want anymore. Heartbreak taught me what I definitely don't want, but it also taught me what I'm looking for. And it's okay to raise my standards from my past. That's the whole reason of moving forward. Standards get risen. People no longer can come back in. Setting boundaries, change your number. And allowing yourself room to grieve. That is my biggest step. Allow yourself room to grieve. It's okay to mourn a relationship, especially when it was for a long time, or especially when it was really intense, or especially when you grew up together, or you just gave so much of yourself. It's okay to grieve, and I understand and I appreciate the fact that it can be very, very painful. Grieve that a stage of your life which holds a lot of memories is having to be left in the past. Oh, don't get it twisted. My first heartbreak was years ago, but that was a stage of my life that I'll never forget, because it held so much memories and it held so much emotions that even when I think of that moment, I can still feel certain emotions, but I don't feel the pain anymore. Because as much as you think you won't get over your heartbreak, in time, with implementing steps for self-development, you will. And there'll come a day where you remember it. You remember your memories, you remember that person, but the pain will be absent. And so I want to encourage you that take steps to better yourself, to do things that you love. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to level up after a breakup, meaning how to level up your life physically, how to level up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and how to really heal after a breakup. So stay tuned for my next video if you want to see ways on how to level up after a heartbreak / breakup, and how to really evolve and heal post breakup. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish that all of you would have a healed heart, and that from watching this video you found some comfort, and that hopefully that you'll take my steps and implement them and not beat yourself up too much, but allow yourself room to grieve and grow and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for making what you deem to be mistakes, and accept that, yeah, I made these choices. View them as choices rather than mistakes. I made these choices, and the choices didn't have the outcome I expected, but I still enjoyed it for a time. You know, don't look at a relationship and just see all of the bad. Look at a relationship rather and see, oh my gosh, I had so much good memories, and granted it didn't work out, but I still had those memories. And appreciate that you experienced love, because a lot of people don't get to experience love. Never ever look at your life and think regret, oh my gosh, why did I do this? Rather, okay, I made this choice and it didn't work out, but I know there's better to come.